Hi, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. In part 1, we covered a basic elongated circle. In this video, we're going to talk about a double circle, and there were some additional complexities when I went to put all of the pieces together. So let me share with you how I solved some issues in regards to this. So let me just start with a new design again. And again, I'm going to do an ellipse. I'm going to make sure I've got snap to grid on. And I'm going to do a second ellipse. That's going to just be half size. And I'm going to move them over so they're right, that they're both connected. And for this one, the challenge can be if again I do a just connect objects, I end up with that little funny thing out there again. So I'm going to Control Z to get rid of the connection. I'm going to take all of them and I'm going to first of all center everything. And again, I should have, if I look at my grid lines, I can see that my tops are at a grid, which is what I want. And my bottom point is at a grid, which is what I want as well. And I'm going to hide that grid now. And I'm going to take the reshape and I'm going to split the line. And I'm going to split this line as well. And I'm also going to split this line down at the bottom here. Now, when I'm drawing this, I'm going to want this one to come in and connect up with the little circle, and I'm going to want it to cross. So again, I'm going to use the T key to do that. And now this one, I'm going to connect up there. Now I'm going to show my grid, and I'm going to make sure all of my points are snapped up on top. And I can do the same on the bottom there, but my opening is on the bottom. So again, if I take this and I stitch that out, you can see that it starts at the bottom, goes around the center and then back to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and select that, bring it back to artwork, and I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. So now I can again use that magic circle. And we're going to do the 8, we're going to do the 101, and I'm going to use the same trick for connecting this up. I'm going to delete every fourth item, or every other item. And to delete every other one, if I use the Control key and select the items, then it will highlight those 4 I can delete. And I'm not going to show you my use of the T key on this. I think you got that from the last, last section. But I will show you the finished project. And let me show you the stitch out on that. I'm going to turn that to stitches. I'm going to apply a stitch, and I'm going to show you the stitch out. As you watch this, you can see that my stitch out sequence actually blew up on me. And that was, I think, due to the fact that we had a lot of points coming together in the center. I spent some time and talked to Lowe's at Art and Stitch and came up with a solution for this that I would like to share with you now. I'm going to start by drawing a line. And then if I use the reshape key and connect that line to my first starting point and bring that point in, And this, I just want it to be noticeable where I am. I'm going to delete that, but not until I'm done. Now I'm going to take this artwork and I want to make sure it's stitching out correctly. So I'm going to apply the stitches. And it is rotating in the way I would like. So now what I'm going to do is select my artwork again. I'm going to bring it back to artwork. And now I'm going to do a Control C and a Control V. And I'm going to rotate that 45 degrees. And I'm actually going to just put another color on that, because one of the next things I want to do is I want to take that, I want to apply the stitches, and I want to check that one in terms of how it's doing the rotation and the stitch out. And so I like that. And so now what I'm going to do is select that one again. I am going to bring that back to artwork. And in my reshape tool, I'm going to delete, or actually I'm going to bring that point into the center. And I'm going to use my T key and connect that up to the previous one. Now I'm down to one segment here, and I'm going to apply stitches on that as well. And it's doing the first group of 4, and now it's doing the rotated ones, and it is doing them in the order that I requested. So now what I want to do is take that, go back to artwork. I'm going to do my reshape tool, and I'm going to add one more line point in. And I'm going to take that first line point, delete that, and for this second one, I'm just going to bring it into the center. And now, for one last time, I'm going to apply stitches. And everything is stitching out in the right order and sequence. And so now I will save my file. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning some additional tips using Art and Stitch, and even learning from the challenge that I had in the stitch out of this particular design. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.